Bonjour et bienvenue à la classe de français 3 et 3 honoraires. I am Mme LeClair-Ash, and this first photo is of my favorite town in France called Annecy. It's in the French Alps. A little about me personally. I'm from northeastern Wisconsin and moved to Georgia in 1995. And I married my high school sweetheart. We've been married for 30 years, and I have 2 children, ages 14 and 9. And French is a part of our life. My husband speaks French, and my daughter actually goes to a French immersion school in the Atlanta area. About me professionally, I have a master's in educational leadership and an EDS, which is between a master's and a PhD, which is in foreign language education concentration French. I have studied abroad, worked abroad, and volunteered and have done extensive travel in France and Europe. I also have taken students to France on many occasions, and I've taught all levels from children to adults, including high school levels 1 through AP. I stress heavily in French that we are lifelong learners, and I have many examples of great experiences of study abroad, travel abroad, and volunteering. On the top, I'm doing the grape harvest in the Beaujolais region of France, and at the bottom is probably one of my most rewarding experiences having to do with French outside of teaching in public school. But I worked for 3 months in a home for the handicapped in France. These are the ACTFL proficiency levels, and French 3 and 3 honors, we are working in the intermediate mid and intermediate low levels. So we are increasing our vocabulary, and we're starting to communicate with a few different verb tenses. So if you see the green, intermediate level can create with language, ask and answer simple questions on familiar topics, and handle a simple situation or transaction. By the time they would get to AP, we would be at about the advanced low level. It takes students a long period of time to make it through the intermediate level. And learning a language is cumulative. So some classes might go chapter by chapter in the textbook where they may not necessarily build upon each other, but world language is all about building upon a very strong base, hopefully, and then expanding your skills beyond. For communication, I communicate mainly through email sent through Infinite Campus. And we sometimes use Remind, and the codes for Remind, these would be text messages, but I do not see your phone number and you do not see mine. The codes to join are in our class syllabus, and I also post information and materials in Microsoft Teams, and we also maintain a Padlet, and I will show you an example of that in a moment. French 3 and 3 honors. So the difference between 3 and 3 honors is mainly French 3 honors is AP prep. So French 3 might be plugging in gaps in their knowledge and still moving forward, increasing fluency in reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And French 3 honors is the same, but it's much more enrichment with authentic materials earlier. And our class structure, so our first 25 minutes would be of our virtual meetings would include culture, vocabulary, and structures. So I would explain the new material. We would have practice through a variety of ways, maybe interactive through Nearpod. The last 15 or 20 minutes of class includes independent work. Sometimes this might be working on a project, or a listening or reading or writing activity. Students are also encouraged to go to a Padlet that is for independent work, where there is a variety of authentic material for them to choose from. This could be listening and reading material. And this is an example of our French 3 Padlet. So we have our weekly lesson plans, we have homework, daily and weekly PowerPoint presentations. We also have some handouts, and then the travail indépendant is actually an additional Padlet to go to for enrichment and, when you're done with everything else. And world language evaluations. So for universal remote learning, the formatives help students prepare for everything else. While they do not count toward the grade, they are important. And the summative assessments might include online assessments, projects, writing and speaking. And by the time we get to a summative, the students have practiced and they are very familiar with the format. Et merci d'être venu. Feel free to contact me at any time.